Hey Internet, Eric here. Monstrous March continues. If you're new to the channel and concept, every month on this channel, a specific theme of movies, unless I have a live stream, will be discussed. Monstrous March, monster movies, and today, I'm going to do the whole freaking franchise. Today I'm discussing Pumpkinhead II, Blood Wings. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. Um, this is basically a sequel in name and monster only. Basic plot of this is we start out in the 1950s. Miss Osie, she lives out in the woods all by herself. She is a witch, and she is, I guess you would say, the caregiver of the local monster boy that lives in the woods named Tommy. He's just a highly deformed kid, looks like the Elephant Man, and Tommy is brutally murdered by a group of preps. I guess you say, well, not preps, but, greasers, lack of a better term. They love their cars, they have the jackets. They brutalize Tommy and leave him for dead, and he's killed. Jump forward to present day, and we were following a woman, a high school girl named Jenny, played by Amy Dolenz, daughter of Mickey Dolenz of the Monkees, of all people, and her father, Andrew Robinson, from Child's Play 3, Hellraiser. I guess he's in Dirty Harry. I've never seen Dirty Harry. Anyway, he's hired as the new sheriff. He used to live in this town. He's hired as the sheriff there because he's tired of all the chaos in the big city. Jenny gets involved in the wrong crowd, and there are a series of murders that are happening because after Jenny and the bad kids, Jenny and the bad kids go to Miss Osie's house, and because Marcy, played by Punky Brewster, she knows the dark arts shit, they conjure up a dead body. They end up causing Miss Osie to get caught in a house fire, and Pumpkinhead comes and gets revenge. First, it's getting revenge on all the people that killed him, because it's Tommy, killed him, and then it's getting revenge for Miss Osie to kill all the teens. And then it's up to Andrew Robinson to save the day. Okay. Now, have you ever had a movie that is a big drop in quality of the original, but you just love it so much? That's Pumpkinhead 2. Pumpkinhead 2 is one of those, I guess you would say, I'm not going to say guilty pleasure. I never feel guilty for what I like to watch. But it's definitely so bad it's good. Andrew Robinson. He's okay. He's fine in this movie. He's nothing special. I never thought he was anything special in Child's Play 3 or Hellraiser, but he's fine as the protective father wanting to get the job done, to stop all the killings in the town. Amy Dolenz, she sucks. She's, I think, one of those actresses that's hired just because, I don't know if it's because of who her dad is, but she's hired just because she's pretty. Nothing much to say for her. Soleil Frye, Punky Brewster, fucking awful in this movie. I don't remember if she was ever a good actress. She was fine as a kid and as a quirky kid as Punky Brewster, but she sucks in this. I'm just gonna the head bad guy or the head bad teen, fucking awful. Probably the worst character in this movie. So bad. Marcy's boyfriend, token black guy, he sucks. And then they got the little shithead, best friend, hanger on, third wheel, whatever you want, that hangs out with them. He sucks. What other characters are there? You have the judge, who is like this perfect asshole. He's fine, does his job. You have Roger. Is it Roger Clinton? Yeah, Roger Clinton. Bill Clinton's brother. That'd be a fucking difference. Plays the mayor, Mayor Bubba, and he's there for like 2 or 3 scenes. And they're so weird. One of his scenes, like he shows up at the hospital, or no, he shows up at the nurse's office while Andrew Robinson's getting his physical, and he introduces himself to the new sheriff. And then for some reason, that's where he also is picking up his guitar to be tuned, because Roger also sings the theme song at the very end of the movie, this power ballad. He sucks. The nurse who helps Andrew Robinson do the research of, she takes, blood samples from the murder sites. She tries to become friends, I guess you would say, with Andrew Robinson. They're trying to do research on who the next victim could be. And she's just not good. She's so wooden. awful. Um, but like these performances aren't like painful. Like I want to bless their hearts. They also have a shitty director in this sense. This is directed by Jeff Burr, who directed Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, which is my favorite Chainsaw movie from like the original timeline before the remake happened. Um, he's not a good director. He's not good at getting good performances out of people, at least in this film. We also have lots of cameos, horror movie cameos. We have Joe Unger, who was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. He was Tinker. He plays hillbilly named Ernst. We have Kane Hodder playing one of three brothers that does cockfighting, and you find out he's banging his sister. Kane Hodder's paid to be a stuntman, not an actor. He's not that great. Linnea Quigley has a sex scene with R.A. Mihailoff, who was Leatherface in Chainsaw 3. That's a weird fucking scene because, sure, we get to see Linnea's titties, but as Pumpkinhead shows up, and every time Pumpkinhead kills somebody, it's fucking awful, like laughable awful. It's definitely a Mystery Science Theater movie. Um, he's throwing Mihailoff around like he's a fucking ragdoll. Mihailoff's probably like 350 pounds. But they're playing this weird country western song as he's getting destroyed. And Linnea Quigley is just standing around there screaming topless, which is fine. When Ernst is killed, he's thrown through the air and he lands on a chain. But the way his body is thrown through the air and the way it edits, like it doesn't work. Jeff Burr, there's some swipes with Pumpkinhead, his claw, and you see the hand fall down, the leg fall down, and then Ernst is swinging back and forth, and Jeff is smart enough just to keep the camera away from Joe Unger's arm that's probably really there type of thing. It's bad. A lot of the deaths when Pumpkinhead is killing people, it's literally just you can tell someone's just squirting the blood. Wait, what other cameos do we have? That might be it. That might be it. Oh, the young judge is played by the kid from Leprechaun 3, the lead. He's fucking awful in this. Like, he's so over the top, and he does these kind of weird laughs. And again, Jeff Burr has these like weird close-ups on him, and he looks like such a dork. It sets the tone that this is gonna be a bad film. Miss Osei, she's a step down from Haggis, the first witch, I guess you would say, in looks, in acting. She doesn't really do much other than tell the kids to get the fuck out of her cabin. And then after she is caught in the house fire, she's in the hospital, and she has a psychic link to Tommy, because like I said, Tommy is now Pumpkinhead for some reason. Well, there is a reason. Every time he's killing somebody, all she does is she's like covered up in bandages, and she just has a seizure in the bed. And then, of course, after Tommy is successful in killing who he needs to kill, and he's going after the kids, she floats up in the air and talks to Andrew Robinson. It's fucking stupid. I love it. Pumpkinhead. What else can I talk? Pumpkinhead. It's a major step down. Like I need to sit down a lot of times with my reviews, so I'm sorry for the glare, the light. But Pumpkinhead 2 is a major step down of the monster from Stan Winston. It looks decent and in some shots, but again, Jeff Burr likes these close-up shots of the eyes and the face and this. It's definitely a man in the suit going rawr, and it's so bad because there's a scene when Pumpkinhead is killed. It's killed on this well because Tommy was killed on a well, and when they drop Pumpkinhead Tommy into the well, you can tell that there's no one in the fucking suit because the hands just go, from the I guess the wind as it's falling. What else? The gore, not much to it. You see one guy get stabbed, and it's definitely a pillow getting stabbed with these gigantic fingernails. Yeah, the deaths are, like I said, a lot of it is off screen. One guy Punky Brewster gets stabbed with a pipe, and she gets lifted up. And then, of course, token black guy, instead of saving his girl, he yells her name. He yells Marcy 4 or 5 times, calls Pumpkinhead a motherfucker, doesn't do anything until we get that close-up of Pumpkinhead vision and stabbing him. And then you see their dead bodies impaled against a tree. One kid is killed off screen, and then he's thrown through a window. What else do we got? Oh, the main bad guy, the judge's son, the bad boy that Amy Dolenz falls for. His death is probably the worst. He is lifted up by Pumpkinhead because Pumpkinhead's hand is, 4 times the size of a person. It doesn't fit all around the kid's neck, and the glove looks awful. And he's screaming to the high heavens. Pumpkinhead has hand around his neck, grabs his head, and he has this high-pitched girly scream, and his head is pulled off. And it's K&B, 1990. Like, this is after Jason Goes to Hell. You've seen the effects of Jason Goes to Hell. Say what you want about that movie. I love it to fucking death. And it's got great special effects. Ooh, there was like no budget to pay Greg Nicotero because that head that's ripped off just looks fucking bad. I will say this, the makeup effects on Tommy look good. The young Tommy, when he looks up, he looks like Millicent. He looks like the mini elephant man, elephant boy, I guess you would say. There's so many random weird scenes. Like, there's this dream sequence where Amy Dolenz is dreaming of being in her bed where Mr. Bad Boy, shirtless, gets in her bed, but they're in the woods, and they're making out, and they're having sex, and then she opens her eyes, and Pumpkinhead's out there, and she's doing, like, the weakest scream towards Pumpkinhead, as you got the wind blowing in her face, and her hair going everywhere. It's awful. I love it, because it's just so fucking dumb and stupid. Here's the thing. You might be wondering, if you've seen a lot of my videos, why is it that I'll give something like a Wild Eye movie, like Shark Exorcist or Jurassic Dead, or something fucking Patrick will make me watch, like Sharks of the Corn. Why will I take a massive shit on those movies when I can admit that Pumpkinhead 2 is bad all the way around, but I'm still praising it? It's because this movie has charm. You know what I mean? There's some fun to be had with this. I don't want to turn the movie off. I want to see where sometimes cheese is good. Like, a burger can be good. But if you put the right type of cheese on it, it can make it even better. You put some American cheese, that makes a burger better. You put some pepper jack cheese, that makes a burger great. This, for me, is like a burger that doesn't taste that great. You might have overcooked it. You maybe didn't put any salt and pepper in the patty, but you put that fucking pepper jack cheese on it, maybe a little bit of Dijon mustard. You're having a good time with it. There's a smile on your face when you're watching it or eating that burger. It's cool to see cameos. The acting is so bad it's good. It's hilarious. Pumpkinhead is a man in a rubber fucking suit. The absurdiveness of the country western song, the dream sequence where she's in the fucking woods, Roger Clinton's ballad to Tommy during the ending credits. Oh God, speaking of the end of this movie, okay, so I talked about Tommy being killed. All right, Tommy is this woodland boy, and you find out Andrew Robinson and his nurse, they're doing research. They find out about, Tommy was supposedly hung himself because he was, feral kid living in the woods. He hung himself. They put 2 and 2 together. They find out, they pull up his autopsy, broken bones, blah, 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 blah. Well, rumor has it that freaks of nature, whatever, like Tommy was, are offsprings of a human mother and a Pumpkinhead father. So, sometime back in the 40s, some chick fucked a Pumpkinhead, and that's how we got Tommy. So, I do like how the opening sequence is in black and white. Tommy is murdered brutally. Like I said, they hang him up on a chain, slice him up, drop him down a well. There is a story, I guess, Andrew Robinson says, I met Tommy once, and I was playing at the old well. And I forgot my fire truck. And Tommy, he goes to go get the fire truck. Tommy's playing with it, drops the fire truck down the well. Tommy almost falls down the well, and young Andrew Robinson saves him. Well, of course, the movie ends back at the well. It has to be back at Tommy's place of death. And all the bad kids are killed. All the people responsible for Tommy's death are killed. Um, Tommy is going to attack Amy. Dolenz there at the well. Andrew Robinson shows up. I like him. He's good. Like, he's, instead of calling Jen, he calls her Jennifer because we know the seriousness of it. Um, he reasons with Tommy and talks about how I saved you once. Please don't attack my daughter. You know, that type of thing. He pleads with Tommy. Now, I don't know where fucking Pumpkinhead Tommy's going to go. In comes the Redneck Brigade, all the judges' buddies. They're there because they first, I don't fucking remember the last time when I watched this the last time, how they figured out that it is the Pumpkinhead and that's where he's gonna go. Anyways, they show up and they start shooting Tommy, going nuts. Tommy, you know, man in the rubber suit, he's flailing around. Andrew Robinson is yelling and screaming. It's chaotic. We have that. We have the thunder and the lightning and the wind. And then Tommy, you know, Pumpkin Tommy, he lands on the hook that he was swaying, and he's swaying back and forth in the air. And again, no one in the suit. You can see the legs just dangling. And then he's dropped. Like I said, you can tell no one's in the suit because the appendages flop up like that. He falls all the way down. Fire shoots out of the fucking well for some reason. And then the movie ends. It's the next day. For some reason, Andrew Robinson and his daughter show back up at the well to see if there's anything left of Pumpkin Tommy. I don't know. And they find the fire truck that Tommy had played with, you know, from Andrew Robinson's childhood. And then it cuts back to black and white, young Tommy playing with it. Cheesy as fuck. And then cue the Roger Clinton song. It's cheesy as hell, but it's so much fun. So much fun. I couldn't tell you how many times I've watched this. On VHS. I took a chance on Blind Buy on a VHS a long time ago. Scream Factory has it on Blue. Got it. Love it. One of my favorite, like Marty, Jen, if you're watching, Trash Fire Cinema, please. This would be great. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment below. What do you think? Have you seen Pumpkinhead 2? Have you avoided it because you heard it was garbage? Have I maybe won you over, or have I made it worse for you? Comment below. Up next, Pumpkinhead 3. I think it's called Ashes to Ashes. Made for Sci-Fi Channel. Doug Bradley from Hellraiser. So, Andrew Robinson from Hellraiser. Now we got Doug Bradley. He plays the villain. I don't know how Pumpkinhead is conjured, but I think the ghost of Lance Henriksen shows up. Fuck me. But hey, it could be fun. If this one was so bad it's good, maybe part 3 could be as well. Who knows? Cheers.